Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Isn't it a pleasant and wonderful morning? Okay, I figured on the Uncle John show. It's a show, it's a podcast. I figured I would tell you a little bit of a story. It has to do with some of these books that I went to Barnes and Nobles and I got, or I was at the bookstore and they were going to sell them or they were going to let them go. So I figured I would bring something up. So let me go get that section. I'll tell you a story, a little bit of a story. So let's go to the King section, like we did last time, ladies and gentlemen. With Isaiah. Okay. So, I want to bring up something about Jezebel, the Jezebel spirit, that I want to... Just give me 1 minute, everybody. Okay. Okay, I just want to explain something about the Jezebel spirit. It's in Kings. I'm in Kings. I'm on page 721. And I'm looking here. Let me just give me 1 second. Let me minimize this. So it talks about it in Revelations as well, but I want to get to the specific section where Prophet Elijah has to face this entity. Kings 21:23. Okay. Solomon overlaid in the interior of the house with solid gold, and he selected gold chains and into the doors of the shrine. He overlaid the shrine with gold, so that the entire house was overlaid with gold. He even overlaid the gold with the entire altar of the shrine. And so the entire house was complete. Okay. That's very, very interesting. Okay, this is good. Now, the spirit of Jezebel against the spirit of Elijah is a war of two houses of worship. So, this is what I want to explain to you, everybody, about this matter. See, what's going on in our country is Charlie Kirk passed away. Some people liked him, some people didn't like him. And this is very important. This is a very important section because the spirit, because it has to do with things that have to do with the Ten Commandments, things that have to do with Zitar law. So, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a story of Princeton University. See, I was there at Princeton, and I was studying art. I was studying architecture, I was studying archaeology, I was studying library science, and etc. So when I transitioned, when I left Princeton University and I went over to places like New York University, because I was there at New York University. I was there for about 2 or 3 semesters. And then I went back to the school because I didn't know if I was going to get my master's degree at New York University or if I was going to do it at Queens College. So the City University had a better program at Queens College than NYU did. But I was trying to save money. I didn't want to be spending, the difference is, I didn't want to be spending astronomical prices or to put myself in a pickle from a student loan. So, when I met, at the time, I met this guy named Mr. Spector. Mr. Spector, they would have job fairs at these universities. SUNY University, the City University, the privates, they would have job fairs. So for a little bit, I was in certain universities. I was also in Hofstra for about 2 semesters as well. So, when, something that Alan Turing brought up is enigma. Enigma, ladies and gentlemen, has to do with, a cataclysmic event. In the Tartarian Empire, they had a cataclysmic event. Now, I'm going to show you guys Tartaria Empire. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory of what the Tartarian Empire is. Tartarian Empire. It's a conspiracy theory that there was a hidden past, a mud flood, something that happened during the Russian Empire or whatever you want. It was the country, the Tartarian Empire was in the corner of where Russia is and China is. And when you see the wall, the Chinese have that famous wall. That's where the empire was. It was north of that wall. So they had, when I was studying this stuff in these books, Jewish people and Muslim people in the Quran, I'll show you the Quran. Farouk, Omar, Raj, Harold, my friends, they said that place was ground zero for like a utopia type of city. They had everything. The Greeks had a version of that. Sparta in Greece. Italy, they had the place in Rome. They had the Roman Empire. Every place from the Tartarian Empire, from the past to now, there was empires. And they would come and they would go. But one thing I will tell you something about Alexis and Melissa, because they were members of this energy vampires. Energy vampires means, ladies and gentlemen, that there's something in their DNA. There's something in their DNA, their blood, that it's not a disease, it's that they have a condition where they feed off someone's energy. And humans do feed off people's energy. That's a normal thing. That's just how life is. You have to eat, so you need food, and you have to be able to drink stuff. You need juice. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you have your kids hydrated. You have the kids eat. It's very important to have the kids hydrated and eat the correct fruits and vegetables. It's very important. And the number one thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the Jezebel spirit is just there as a test. That's all this stuff is. It's just a test in life. But you got to understand something. Those entities, they don't have control over you. You have control over yourself. And you do have to worship, meaning be obedient to the right set of people, meaning to your parents. Your parents are going to guide you in the correct path, and they're not going to steer you in the wrong path. So that's what I have to say. When I was at Harvard University and I was studying Judas science, legal studies, when I was at these universities, they said it. You can't be intimidated by a woman. You need to be, ladies and gentlemen, will say this. I am like that book, The Ugly Duckling. I am not attractive means I don't care. Number one, I exercise. Mr. Tate's father trained me very well. You have to read, study, be aware of the situation. Everything in life is a 360. You have to be aware of a 360. It's a 360. It's an Oculus. Illuminati don't like those words. They're too fancy for them. I'm above them. You know why? Because Joshua's relatives taught me very well in these Holy Scripture books. Yeah, everybody. Those people to the Illuminati, I'm just going to tell you something. Mr. Vlad Tempest, who exists just like Joshua Christ, they aren't afraid of you. They aren't. I'm going to keep it real because I met those vampirical people just like the Magnus Macardus. They aren't afraid of you. They are not afraid of you. They have no problem. And let me say this to the Illuminati and to your people, because it has to do with spirits. If you steal from the demonic order, they're going to get to you. There is no way. As this flip-flop as is my witness, you cannot curse a person Savatic. I'm Savatic. You can't curse me. There's no way. And just like this Samsung device, if you steal from Chinese people, that means even Latino people. If you steal from those people, you Illuminati, and you allow it, I'm going to say this, you are an M. You are a complete M, and it's not even funny. You can take that with a grain of salt. Because you know what you did? You did something that not even your own organization does, is you allowed insolence to happen. Not even Joshua, when he went on the cross, would have to deal with it. And Elijah and Ezekiel and Enoch in these books, they had to do the same exact thing. Tell you to take a walk. These cults are like, do you think the Jewish people or Christian people are afraid of you? We're not afraid of you. We're not afraid of you. And I'm going to say this like it is. You made a deal. When you guys play those stupid forbidden games, you make a deal with one of us, and you lost. That means we want our money back. I'm going to show you this $5 bill. Ladies and gentlemen, I want my money back. I ain't playing no games. In the back, I got spaghetti. I got my nice spaghetti. See? See spaghetti? Got nice spaghetti. I eat. I don't play no games. You're in, no offense, you're in my house. You're in Elohim and Yahweh's house. The Constitution of the United States. You're in Constitution land. And you took, I'm going to say this to you women out there, you took the biggest L on the planet. You took the biggest L. L isn't for love. L is for loss. Because no offense, I'm just going to say this. As a kid that studies this stuff, that studies photography, I see right through your BS. Right through it. All I do is just Ting, 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 ting. I see right through the BS. So what are you going to do? You going to cry about it? You don't have... You know what? I'm going to say this. This is going to be funny. When the Zangrillo family, which are my relatives, and the Cantasano family go into your place, and they go up to you and they go, here's a warrant. Here you go. And they storm the Capitol, meaning that those people, they're not going to be in business anymore. You owe us billions of dollars. It's going to be a comedy festival because I can't wait. I'm going to be doing the news out. President Trump, you'll be seeing me with the lanyard. Fake. I'm going to keep it real. And I'm going to keep it real for my relatives. I'm going to start speaking Spanish when I go over there. What are you going to do? Discriminate because Spanish people like speaking... We like... Italians and Irish people like speaking their own language. Yeah, you speak English here, but most of us, we don't speak one language. We speak multiple languages. We don't like the word BS or curses. And that's all I got to say regarding to this. I'm going to have my spaghetti, my gravy, and you guys have a pleasant and wonderful day. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.